Okay, hello. Today we are going to look at anonymous structure. So this is actually the last class on structure. Then we'll move into what? Union, which is similar to structure but different in a way. So what is anonymous structure? In him we live, we breathe, we eat or whatever. So meaning if you know Christ, you don't need to know me. I am inside of Christ, right? So anonymous structure is what? You give in you create a structure without a name. Now this was not possible before in C until we got to C11. So C11 allows you to create a structure without giving it a name. All along, we create a structure with a name, and then with that name, we can now declare a variable for that structure. So before C11, you couldn't create a structure without a name. So in this class, I'm going to show you how to do, instead of creating a nested structure where you created an address structure, before you now create a person structure, and inside that person structure, you brought in the address structure. That is nested structure. In this case now, we are going to create the person structure and the address structure inside the person structure. But that address structure will not give it a name. That is what is called anonymous structure. So if I am in Christ, then I am hidden. All you need to see outside is Christ. So you are not seeing me, right? That is the concept of anonymous structure. So let's write a program to demonstrate that. Now, same thing, we say include stdio.age. Then I'm going to create the person structure. So I'll say, using my struct keyword, struct person, right? Now inside it, I will have what? Name. So name is what? Character. So character, name. And I assign 20 bytes to it. Then I'll give it age. Age is what? Integer. So age, right? And now inside this person structure, I want to bring in the address. In nested structure, we created the address first before we created the person structure, and we brought in the address inside the person structure. So here I will just create an anonymous structure without a name. So I will say struct. So there is no name. Unlike this one, this is the name of the structure, and this struct is the type that tells you this person is a structure type. So struct. Inside this struct, I will have char, city, right? And also give it 20 bytes. And then we have int, and then we have zip, right? So I close this here. It's a statement. Then I close this here. So this is my structure. So this place is what? Anonymous structure. So this is the anonymous structure. It has no name. There's no name. But I'm able to create it inside this. So it was from C11, that is the version of C, that we started having this ability. But before then, you couldn't. You must give a name to your structure before you can declare a variable for that structure. So with this, I can access this city and this zip directly using the variable of person. So let's create the variable for this person. So int main, my main function. So inside it, I will say struct person, and then I'm going to create the variable, which is what? P1. So this is a person that we have created, just like your physical body. So we assign the values to it. So what are the component parts? Name. So we give info to it. Then age, we'll give it 40. And the city, so we'll give it Lagos. And then the zip, we'll give it 101, 1001, and then we close it like this. Now, to access these values, so you will say, to access the values, I'll say printf. For name, I'll put this string literal, percentage s, comma, age. Let's just write it in the straight line because of space. Age, we give it percentage d because it's integer, comma, city, percentage s is a string literal. Let's just leave it at that. Let's pull out only that one, /n, then quote. So this quote and this quote covers. Then comma, what should be there? I'm going to write it here. So for this expression is what? P1.name, P1.name, comma. For this expression, age, so P1.age, comma. For this expression, so it will be what? P1 dot. Now you are accessing city, which is inside this anonymous structure. But because it doesn't have a name, you can use the variable of this person to access these values directly. So P1 dot city. All right. So here I will say return 0. Then I close my curly bracket. All right. So that is the end of my program. So this is anonymous structure, creating a structure without a name inside another structure, which is the outer structure. The outer structure has a name, which is what? Person. Then this is the blueprint that you have created. Based on this blueprint, you create a variable, which is the physical person, P1. So through this P1, you can give these values and store them inside this place. So when you store them, you use your printf to access those values and print them out on the screen. So for name, which is a string literal, so this will give you an output. So the output will be what? Name. We'll give out font, comma, age. We'll give out 40, comma, city. We'll give out Lagos. Let's bring it here. City. We'll give out Lagos. So on straight line, to be a straight line. So that is it. Now, if I don't want it straight line, I can put /n here. So each of them will print out under. So that is what I want to show you on anonymous structure. And this brings us to the end of structure. Next class, we will teach union. Similar to this, but I'll tell you the difference between the two. So let's go to code blocks. Let me demonstrate this for you to see. Okay, so this is a code block on anonymous structure. It is a simple script. So you can see I created my struct person. And inside this struct person, I'm creating my struct address, but I didn't give it a name. So inside this address, I have city and I have zip. So because I didn't give it a name, I can access these members, this city and zip member, directly using the variable of the person structure. So in my main, I created P1 as the variable of the person structure, of the structure person, and then I assign values to them. Font goes to name, 40 goes to age, Lagos goes to city, and 1001 goes to what? Zip. So I'm using my printf to pull out the values. And let's run this script for us to see what it will be. Okay, now you can see. So I'm having what? Name, phone, comma, age, 40, city, what? Lagos. So that is what I want to show you in this class. And that brings us to the end of structure. The next class, we are going to look at union. So till we see in the next class. Bye-bye.